troopers and grinders. Jesus, my throat. It's Hank the Tank. Hank is finally back. Where my crown at? Ill. Will, rest in peace. Let's do it, troopers and grinders. Hank the Tank is back from a long vacation, long vacation that Hank the Tank sustained in Death Valley. Yes, as if you were watching Clown Show's Mecca finale stream, then Hank the Tank was, in fact, spending 5 or 6 days. Let me think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days somewhere else, apart from the studio. And I had a good time, guys. Sorry. I had a good time, went on some hikes, enjoyed some beautiful views, got some swimming in, got some golfing in, had a good time, ate some good food. It was great. Death Valley is my favorite vacation spot. Always has been, always will be, and it's always a treat to get back there and just enjoy the experience, man. Maybe the highlight was walking across the sand dunes they have over there. That was really fun. An experience I haven't had in quite a while, so a flood of nostalgia like a sandstorm washed over me. What's the word for it? It took me in and it swirled me around and it tossed me out into the sands. And I played some frisbee with my dad. He threw a frisbee from 12 feet up in the air, and I was able to catch it. So that was actually pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I've been doing in the meantime. Holidays are here. Some other special occasions are here that I'm going to have to celebrate. It's unfortunate, guys. Around this time of year, I always end up getting fattened up because a bunch of celebrations happen during this month. And it's hard to take. It really is. You got to stay in shape and be on your P's and Q's like the entire time. And know that, they're just going to keep stuff in your face. So you got to balance it out with a fair amount of exercise. Happy Hank-a-days. Hey, it's Vinny the Guinea. Vinny's here for a live stream. It's been a while. And I'm happy that he's here. It'll add a lot of energy to kinetic energy, or psychokinetic energy specifically, to the broadcast. Fast to celebrate. I know. I really want to. I do. I got plans to try to keep myself in shape until the horrific beast that is December finally is finally in my rearview mirror. But until then, I just gotta keep on trucking, man. Gotta keep doing my thing. I sleep days, work nights. I sleep days, work nights. Yeah, we know that. We know that, Vinny. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position where I can do that. And if I did try to do that, my ass would probably be in trouble. So, it just doesn't work. Doesn't work right now. I gotta spread my wings and then I'll be able to. But in the meantime, Hank the Tank is doing his streams during the day, getting his shit done when the sun's still out. I am a bit of a night crawler, but it's just, bonus time. But in the meantime, yeah, Hank is finally back. And unfortunately, all the casual UFC fans have disappeared. Or in Guru's case, are just torn up about their existences. This is like the worst time of the year for them all. 6 weeks without the UFC. Oh, God, what are we going to do? UFC is my only passion, man. Now that it's gone, I got nothing. Nothing! I get that it's, the main reason why you have such successful channels in the first place, but you've gotten opportunity after opportunity to get interested in some shit that's not UFC. And these guys, they just don't take it, man. They're not interested in Ryzen, which has an insane finish rate and is super exciting. And again, if you stay up, you'll be prone to an incredible experience. There's Cage Warriors, always delivers. There's wacky boxing shit. Octagon and KSW are on all year. And come on, that's the gift that just keeps on giving. So, and speaking of which, I will be trying to make some predictions for the regional scene, maybe the second half, or maybe for most of the stream. But I always wake up and see you streamed. It sucks. What's the strongest animal you could take? Strongest. I feel like I could maybe have a good chance against a mountain lion. If a mountain lion like jumped at me, I feel like I could just stab it in the fucking gullet as it's coming at me. But that's not fair. It would have to be like one-on-one test strength for strength. I think it would be a back and forth battle, but I would say that I could beat a mountain lion if I was prepared. Let's have a White House tournament to win title shots. Part 2. 2-part White House cards. Wait, whoa. 2-part 2. Is it the second one part 2? 2-part White House card, so 1 part and then another. 1 after 6 months, 170 and 155. Yeah, those are the more exciting ones. Now heavyweight would be where it's at. Honestly, heavyweight and light heavyweight. I really think 170 and 155 are sort of, who really cares, you know? I don't know. They got good talent, but they're not going to bring people into the house, if you know what I mean. The house gate is going to be, maybe a little underwhelming for that. Mountain Lion would get you quicker than Jorge got Askren. Yeah, good point. It would jump at me, in which case I would be struggling off my back. I guess I could probably take a small monkey. They had pumas where I lived in Indiana on a farm. We had to carry guns as kids. Well, these motherfuckers are fast and wicked hunters. Yeah. Damn it. Let me think about some other ones. I'll wrestle a monkey. God, I'm blanking. I'm blanking on other animals. I just haven't studied them in a while. There's obviously the gorilla, blah, blah, blah. But who cares about that? Snakes are tiny. I easily stomp a snake. A shark? A shark underwater. A shark underwater. I might be able to take a shark underwater because they are actually surprisingly slow. Like, the jaws gets everyone scared, but sharks could swim up to me and then they could try, but that's what I've seen. Footage of sharks, like they get close to you and then they try. But I haven't seen a shark like swim, try to just go straight forward at something. So I feel like my speed might actually be to my advantage in that one. Baboons, primates, what are some? I wonder if I could take an emu. I wonder if I could take an ostrich. That's a big fucker, but they got tiny ass legs. 185 needs clarity too. Yeah, that's true. They're just the contenders just aren't stars. So what do you do? How do you think of Death Valley TV show? Death Valley has a TV show? Oh, 2025, Cozy Mystery. Huh. British show. Interesting. It's got an all right rating, too. Hey, good for them. Of course, Kobe knows about that. Pumas move so quick you can barely see them darting to cover. I mentioned mountain lions, not pumas. Wolves have pussy hips. Nobody check grappling. Yeah, I could probably beat a wolf, too. Spin the shark. What AEW wrestlers do you think you could beat MMA rules? Oh, who's that midget? Oh, Marco Stunt. I feel like I'd probably beat Marco Stunt. I'd probably destroy Marco Stunt. Young Bucks aren't that in shape, but they would kick my head off. Oh, who's that guy? Who manages? He managed Bobby Lashley for a time. What was his name? Leo Rush. I could probably beat Leo Rush. Yeah, those are my two answers. Did you see Imavov's mom said, "Don't fight your brother Khamzat"? Yeah, and Islam's mom also told her to retire once he won the belt. You don't listen to your fucking moms. You make money. And did you know Ilya is actually out of Sweden? How do you know that? Where did you get that from? Marco Stunt is a car salesman now. Figures. It's a logical next step from AEW. Puma and Mountain Lion are the same thing, good sir. They are? Oh, Puma Concolor. Oh, there you go. I guess so. I just thought it was a different variant. I mean, technically it is, but I guess it is the same species. Young Bucks are in deceptive shape. Leo Rush is Dominican or some shit. He would be able to scrap for sure. Yeah, but then what happens when I take him down? I'm mentioning the smaller wrestlers here. All are technically Cougars. Ilya and Hamzat are on the same team. Wait. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Imavov. Yeah, Imavov's mom said, because they're, from Sweden. Have we ever seen Ilya and Hamzat talk shit to each other before? Same manager originally, too. Yeah, no chance they talk shit after that. I still can't get over how the John Cena's retirement went down. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even I didn't watch the match all the way through, but I saw the part where Cena just sort of winked at the camera a little bit and tapped out. Like, it didn't take away the impact of him tapping out and losing to Gunther and everybody being devastated. Like, it wasn't a feel-good moment. Like, fans were devastated. They weren't like... Did they say thank you, Cena? I bet they did, but I don't know. It's not like Ric Flair's retirement where it makes sense and people don't want it, but it has to happen. He's an old man. You know, Cena could have easily beaten Gunther and said, "Oh, never give up. Boom, there you go. I'm out. See you later." Or it could have been LA Knight winning and then, raises LA Knight's hand. The people are happy. LA Knight raises Cena's hands. It's a moment of respect, Like, I don't know. It could have gone so much better. Could have left fans satisfied even if Cena lost. Like, worst possible thing you could have done is put over a guy who's already over in a goofy, hokey, this business is fake way. Yeah, on top of it being terrible for Cena's character on his way out, it's like you just exposed the business with him willingly tapping out. Has Morales had any close fights? Oh, Jesus. What do you think of Theory being the masked man? I don't know. They've had him go bald before, had him be scary before. Didn't go anywhere. He got partnered up with Grayson Waller. That team didn't go anywhere. So no matter what they give Theory, it never really works ever. Oh, I need to check something. All right, anyway, they have him shave himself bald, be super scary before, had him attack people. Oh, Theory's finally got that killer instinct, and then they just go nowhere with it. Or they have Theory as the, hyped up, pushed world champion, and then nobody likes him. And then they take the U.S. title off of him, and there's no fanfare at all. So consider me pessimistic about it. Consider me not that hopeful that Theory goes anywhere. Has Morales had any close fights? I think he has, because he's had a lot of fights go to decision. Let me check that really quick. Dude, he went to a decision against Max Griffin. Max Griffin. His Contender Series fight went to a decision. Jake Matthews' fight went to a decision. So I'd say if there are any close fights, it's probably those, or him knocking out Adam Fuggett in round 3. He knocked out Adam Fuggett in round 3. That's sort of sus. I'd say check those fights. Those are probably at least one of those is close. Anyway, what do you think? Yeah. I don't think Theory. I don't think there's a push that Theory can make work. I really don't. There hasn't been a theory he's made. There hasn't been a theory of a push he's had come to fruition yet. Why start now? And maybe I'm being cruel to Theory. I know he has potential. He's had good matches before. He's had good moments. But I don't know. He's just like the inverse of a prospect you can put over. It's like they can't do it if they tried. If they really tried, if they put all their efforts, all their eggs into the Theory basket, it just never works out. Like, honestly, Theory would have a better chance of getting over in AEW than he would in WWE. There isn't a push he hasn't squandered. Did you see Jeff Jarrett's take on Cena's final match? I did not. Did he like it? Did he say it was good? I bet he said it was good, didn't he? Match. I bet he thought, it was booked perfectly. It speaks so much to Cena's character or something like that. Has anyone told you look like a description Cormac McCarthy would spew? Isn't that the guy who did Blood Meridian, right? Are you saying that I'm Judge Dredd? Whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, Blood Meridian. And it was Judge something. Judge Holden. Are you saying that I'm Judge Holden? I don't think I look that bad. I think I'm in just sort of I'm in a holiday shape right now, so I need to get back on track. But I don't think I'm that bad. I just need to keep on trucking, Speaking of which, I need to actually read some books by Cormac McCarthy because apparently he's one of fiction's great authors of the 21st century. So it's worth something. Also, McCarthy has 2 seasons, not 1. You jock. Grammar police are putting you in cuffs and stomping you out on the sidewalk. Hey, Larry CTM, good to see you. Hamzat and Ilya are friends. There you go. Go figure. Only time I've agreed with Jarrett. They did not say thank you, Cena. What a fucking shit show. What do you think of Cena's last fight? Worst they could have ever booked it. Literally worst timeline they ever could have booked it. Putting someone who was already over and longest IC champion ever, world heavyweight champion for over a year, and they have that guy beat Cena. He just needs the rub. Literally the only way you could justify with that was if Cena beat him. Literally, if he was the unstoppable force beating the immovable object and Cena put him up on his shoulders. AA to Gunther. 1, 2, 3. Cena overcomes the odds again on his way out. It's the only way you book that. What the fuck were they thinking? Is it me, or do roids ruin the sport's validity? What if Ilya has no power, clean power, has no power clean, and roid raged at his wife? Well, there have been steroids in football. There have been steroids in baseball. I don't know if there have been steroids in basketball, but I'm sure someone's tried them. There have been steroids in fucking cycling. So every sport's illegitimate in some way. Oh, so basketball had the coach's betting scandal. So no sport is clean, man. Even in fucking ice skating, someone cheated and fucking slashed at a woman's fucking legs to win. Sting's final match owned Cena's last match, no comparison. Oh, none at all. None at all. It was supposed to go how it was supposed to go. With a great triumphant victory on the way out in a hell of a match. Sting takes a bunch of punishment and comes back. LA Knight versus Cena, I would have preferred. It made the most sense in hindsight. If I was going to have anyone beat Cena, it would be LA Knight. They still didn't finish the Rock and Cena storyline. They didn't even really attempt it aside from one event. Would Mila be worshipped in Inxia? In India, you mean? Oh, what? Because she's a fat cow? I don't know. I've seen them make beef before. I've seen them make beef dishes, so I don't know if she would be exactly holy. And also, Mila, we don't have any idea what her weight is. I mean, we have, our suspicions, but we can't confirm or deny. Don't get me in trouble with Mila, Vinny. Please do not do that. Ilya's wife has a better chin than Max Holloway. Just kidding. Lil free, my boy. He innocent. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not touching that case with a 10-foot fucking pole, I'll be honest. When it comes to legal matters and accusations of abuse and, back and forth legal affairs about someone's guilt or innocence, I'm not taking any sides until we get a sentence. Mila Obi Dick. What? Obi Dick Kenobi? Dude, Ilya's wife single. That's all I heard. Let her get with the real Aryan. Vinny, I don't think you want to be perusing the scene right now. Ilya is already going down the Connor route and says he wants to box. Yeah, Ilya's screwed. He's taking time off of MMA for these legal matters. He says he's out of MMA. So, yeah, he's probably coming back looking horrible, out of shape, probably a drunkard, on drugs, whatever. And he's probably going to lose in his return to the UFC. She married a dude who's 5'5". We all have a shot. Yeah, that's true, but he's got a decent face. I mean, then again, Vinny's face is decent too. I think Vinny probably has a shot, but that shot would probably be in the form of a needle. He's done for sure. Belt will be vacated. Fucking embarrassment. What an embarrassment to the sport. Just give Armin the belt. Well, you got to have a title shot. You have to have the title get won in a fight. Man, fuck you, Ilya, dude. You were supposed to be one of the UFC's biggest stars. And you've done nothing this whole fucking time. And just vacated the belt over fucking bullshit because you can't even fucking win in life. Can't even get a hold of your own life. That's the easiest thing to fucking control is your own life. Idiot. Now we have one less star, and we have to give it to boring-ass Armin. Fuck. You idiot. Morales clearly wins his decision victories. Oh, there you go. Ilya has negative personality. I wouldn't say that at all. He's got more personality than your Prince at welterweight. Max Griffin. Matthews is champ level, or he's at the very least most like at his level. Matthews is champ level. Yeah, he lost to Neil Magny in round 3. Trevin Giles actually gave Morales problems until Morales found the KO. Well, yeah, I guess you got to beat him on the feet then. Dulatov knocked out Fugit in 1 round. Yeah, not a good look. I think Dulatov is the next champ at 170. You never know. He just strikes, and that's all we've seen. So he's got to prove himself and stuff some takedowns first. What do you think of Mustafa Ali? What happened to him? I mean, in his time in WWE, because he's still wrestling in Impact, if I'm not mistaken. I actually met Mustafa Ali when I was in Las Vegas for WrestleMania 41, and I was having breakfast at the bottom floor of the, I believe they called it the Doubletree, and I was eating my breakfast, and I look to my right, and I see an interesting cast of characters talking with each other. I knew there were wrestlers at the hotel already, TNA wrestlers, because me and my friend, Indian friend, we literally pressed the button on the elevator, and who comes out but fucking Joe Hendry? We press the button on the elevator, and Joe Hendry literally comes out of the elevator. Say his name, and he appears. Push the button, he appears. And then we just told Joe, hey, man, good luck at whatever event you're wrestling at. You deserve that world title in TNA. You got great prospects. Your star only continues to grow, man. Great job. And we thought, oh, yeah, he's just doing a TNA show that's happening that Saturday at the same time, or Sunday or whatever. And then what do you know? In a couple days, who debuts in the WWE at WrestleMania? Who makes their WrestleMania appearance but Joe fucking Hendry against Randy Orton? Singles match debut, and we saw him a couple days before that. That was fucking amazing. But anyway, the point is, I was sitting there. I was having breakfast. I looked to my right. And I believe I saw Aiden English and, oh, God, it was someone else. I think it was, was it MVP? I forget. It was Aiden English and someone else talking to Mustafa Ali. I think it might have been Moose. I think Moose was talking to Mustafa Ali. Or it was someone like that. Maybe it was Sami Callihan. I don't know. But I went up and I looked sort of more closely, and I saw Mustafa Ali was having breakfast. And I love Mustafa Ali. I thought he was underutilized in WWE. Unfortunately, that injury ruined all prospects for him in the WWE. When he came back, they didn't give him nearly the push he deserved. And I think now he's sort of killing it in TNA and Impact and showing why WWE shouldn't have cut him. He should have won the Cruiserweight title. How did he never win that? Or did he win that? I forget. Did Mustafa Ali win the WWE Cruiserweight Championship? No, he never won the Cruiserweight title. What a fucking waste of talent. Imagine not pushing Dulatov. They haven't given him any fights for some fucking reason. Dulatov looks impressive. Dulatov also models. Yeah, he's rich already, which I never really like in a fighter, but if they show they got heart and they deliver great performances, I don't mind. But we need to make sure he can stuff takedowns or deal with someone who's more technical. I'd take Dulatov over anyone right now, Feline. Yeah, I'm not I'm not so sure. You'll find Jarrett's take was quite the opposite, and he made a lot of valid points. Well, that's good. Finally, Jarrett had some sense knocked into him. Dude, imagine a White House, super fights only, champ versus champ, main card only. Yeah, that would be huge. Pagan holidays are so hedonistic. Okay, keep critiquing my holidays, Vinny. You're starting to piss me off. Hank, thoughts on my boy Gypsy Crusader running into your boy Aiden Ross on Omegle? Aiden Ross? You think I like Aiden Ross? I hate them both. Whoever they fucking are, I hope that they put their heads in microwaves and lose more brain cells than they already have. Triple H booking been lackluster lately. Yeah, eventually someone's going to have to get him out of there because it's starting to get insane. I think he's starting to lose the WWE money at this point. His booking's so fucking bad. No characters interest us. No storylines interest us. Just been using Cena as a crutch this whole year, and then he gets beaten on the way out. Like, there's nothing in WWE to look forward to aside from Ron Breaker, maybe. When your company relies on one guy to be a successful product, you know it's down the fucking tubes. We should rally for a clean UFC. Legends could get maimed by lucky shots. I mean, that's already happened, man. They've been trying for a clean UFC for over a decade now. Hasn't stopped them before, won't stop them now. LA Knight isn't getting that spot he deserves, and sadly, I don't think he ever will. Because Triple H is a retard when it comes to booking. They exposed Neon was having over 50% fake viewership, and now sponsors are checking. Dude, it's about to be legit. Checking, dude, it's about to be legit. I don't know who Neon is. My large stoner peepee. Wamp wamp. Thoughts on Ilya dunking on Connor for the grape case verdict? Now Ilya wants people to simp for him. Oh, how the turntables. Looks like you got to be Connor after all, little punk. Ilya is going to get choked out like Connor too by Armin. He said he's stepping away from the UFC. Unless he comes back. But he could get choked out by Armin if he comes back after a while and he's not in the same shape. Ilya is bad for the sport and nobody was calling it out. I didn't expect him to have a nasty divorce. Me on roids takes over the game, dude. Imagine me with huge muscles. We've seen it, dude, and it lasted for a little bit. And then I believe it made you sick, if I'm not mistaken. Roids ruin the validity of everything. I swear to God. Yeah, you shouldn't take them unless you're recovering from injuries. Husby trifling. Actually, steroids used to help people recover from injuries, and it helped create good cards for the UFC. And when they got rid of them, all of a sudden fighters only fought once a year. Husby trifling. You can't control your life when you're recovering from hangovers like Ilya every day. Well, do we know that? Name an Ilya awesome line. 1, I have a million for Islam. Let me think. Yeah. Oh, I remember he said, I love you, champ. You're a legend of the sport, to Charles Oliveira. And then he's like, but I can't wait to take your head off and just fucking destroy you and win the belt. I'm sorry for you, Charles. I'm sorry for you. Because I love you. You're a legend, but I'm really sorry I have to do this. But yeah, round 1 KO. He said that right after that, and he was right. A lot of his lines were like, clear the way for me to be champion lightweight. And a lot of, they're asshole lines until they're proved right in hindsight. I can't wait to rule over you guys. Nobody check his trash talk, Braza. Ali is one hell of a worker, one of the best at the moment, in my opinion. Oh, and there was also the time he called himself the featherweight champion like a month before his fight with Volk. Ali is one hell of a worker, one of the best at the moment, in my opinion. Yeah, he is. He deserves the freaking world. I think he deserves to go back to WWE. Ali versus Matthews was one hell of a series of matches. Oh, wait a minute. Buddy Matthews, that's right. Yeah, those were really good. They gave me roids to get over COVID. I was a wreck on them then, too. There you go. Does Kevin Vallejos remind you of Ilya? Yes, he actually does. Small dude, boxer, has a lot of power, good timing, makes ridiculous statements before the fights, humble afterwards. Yeah, says crazy shit before his fights. He really does. But yeah, he is like a Argentine Ilya. Maybe he's not going to go as far because of that. But dude, it's just anyone with better striking defenses would probably chin him, or at least put him down. Would wear him out and crumple him because Giga Chikadze was putting it on Kevin Vallejos, and then next thing you know, he's up against the fence, and boom, or no, the fucking spinning back elbow from Kevin Vallejos put him on his ass, and then dude was just out. Like he was out before he hit the ground. He was even hit by a shot from Vallejos mid-fall, which is insane. And I bet Vinny, as soon as he realizes Kevin Vallejos' existence, is going to be like, dude's a dullard, man. He's from Argentina. He probably drinks. There's probably no future for him, man. And he might be right. But you also have to just take into account, are they not looking clean, in the cage? Are they getting hit with shots they shouldn't be? Are they letting fights get too close? Like, can't entirely be based on diet. Because Americans still have the most UFC title wins. Isn't that the first time Giga has been KO'd too? Let me check that. Let's take a look at his losses. Yep. First KO loss in his entire career. That's crazy. Other than that, his only other loss by finish was by submission. When was that? In the third round. Against Austin Springer in 2018 on Dana White's Contender Series? And he still got into the UFC. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. How did he get into the UFC? Was it by like... Dude got so lucky. He got back into the UFC with a looks like a short notice fight. Let me take a look at this. It was Giga against Brandon Davis. No, they just let him back after he lost by finish. How does that happen? I guess maybe it was a massive comeback, which is why they let him back on, but that's crazy. How do you let a fighter back in after that? That's weird. Just how good is Danny Silva's chin? I mean, did he get hit flush by Giga? Was he really hit flush by Giga? I sort of doubt it. Do you recall watching that fight? Did Kevin Vallejos hit him with some big stinger shots? Or was it like, oh, he's hitting him, but then Danny Silva comes back with some shots? I believe, did he win? He won that unanimously, right? Or was it by split? I have to check that. Yeah, it was unanimous, but I remember that fight being way too close. Interesting. But anyway, let's get down to business to defeat the Hans. UFC fight night was pretty damn good. Lots of good finishes. Mostly expected outcomes, which didn't work very well for my mecha team. But if I wasn't in the mecha and just enjoying the fights, I probably would have really enjoyed that card. But unfortunately, I was reliant on very specific outcomes, along with Anakin and Cam Hassel, as well as Big Ear. But yeah, dude, well, let's think. Yeah, Anakin, Cam Hassel, and Ear. We tried our best. We had a few underdogs that if they worked out, we might have been able to win, but those underdogs did not pan out. Buchecha was such a fucking idiot. If he'd have just thrown punches with a little more effort and a little more killer instinct, he might have won that and he could have turned things around. But instead, we got a draw, and our potential advantage there slipped. I really didn't expect fucking Morgan Charrier to get knocked out with a head kick in the very first round by Melquizael Costa. What the fuck? Who had that on their bingo card for that event? Now Melquizael can strike all of a sudden with his legs. I didn't hear about that before. And then Royval looked good against Cap and then just got put out in the very first round because Manel Cap probably has gyno. So yeah, it was really unfortunate. But them's the breaks, and Eucelius's team beat us by 200 points. Still a pretty close contest in my opinion, but better team won. I am proud of, I believe it's Anakin and Ear for beating a couple members of Eucelius's team in the Survivor Series format. But yeah, them's the breaks. It happens sometimes. You take risks and sometimes they don't pay off. It is what it is. Still was really fun. I can just say I enjoyed it. Eucelius was a very humble and kind winner, and I hope he is with a couple people in the Mecca who came a long way there. And yeah, I don't regret having been in Mecca DTA. It was a lot of fun. Lots of dramas and twists and turns as usual. I'm actually really thankful that Woke No Joke and whatever I mean, Gary Oaks Burner was still there, and he was still a little bit of an asshole. I still think that's Mailson. Who was the other guy? There was another guy who was really just out of pocket and asshole to me for no reason. Anakin, do you know who that was? Do you know who that was who was going after me at the same time that Woke No Joke was? It was something King. I think it started with a B or something. I forget. But those guys like started to dissipate towards the final couple weeks of the clown streams. I'm happy for that. Fuck those guys. Allowed for a way more pleasant experience. And yeah, I enjoyed being in that tournament for the long run. There was a lot of memorable moments, but I came up short, got second place. I will go into a complete timeline of Mecha DTA and how I did and where I placed and how we got to this point in another stream, hopefully on Friday, and where I can go into it with more detail. But finale happened. My team lost. I guess I didn't explain the context. Instead of individual finale one-on-one between me and Eucelius, it was the format which was changed so that it was team versus team, 4-on-4, and whichever team scored the most points total, their captain would win the mecha. And my team lost by 100 points, but as Anakin put it, man, that card was hard to predict. I sort of saved Anakin from getting less points because I told him to switch to Costa to replicate being Larry. No, to replicate Eucelius. But I also told him to pick Pat instead of Fry. No, pick Fry instead of Pat because he had Pat. So, it had some positives, it had some negatives. In reality, unless we all sort of picked like with the underdogs and then picked Cap and went with along the lines of all the other players for the opposite team, there's no way we would have won. So it happens. I thought Fry would have done better. Kennedy fight should not have went to a draw. Yeah, I mean, dude, fucking Jesus Christ, Buchecha almost had Kennedy out of there in round 2. Dude was covering up several times, was not fighting back. That means he almost got knocked out. That plus the point deduction is a 10-7 for that round, so they should have given the fight to Buchecha, but they didn't. Yeah, that was bullshit. Should have been 10-7 and Buchecha winning by 1 round, but it's insane that not one judge had it for Buchecha based on that second round. But it is what it is. Congratulations to Eucelius. He had the better team. Hunt was a genius pick for his team. In hindsight, it was a stroke of mad scientist genius. But what's the word for that? It's like someone who's insane but intelligent at the same time because of that. You know what I mean? I can't think of it. Oh God, I can't think of it. Brilliant Madman or something like that. I don't know. Mad Brilliance. Kennedy fight, yeah. The first women's MMA fight also screwed me. I think it screwed all of us. I don't think one person picked Jamie Lynn Horth to beat what's her face? Oh God, Teresa Bleda. Yeah, it screwed all of us. It is what it is. But yeah, very very interesting turn of events. I don't think we would have won either way. I lost to Eucelius 1-on-1, so it was an inevitability, and I will go further into it on Friday. But congrats to Eucelius, new champion for the Mecha, not Larry CTM, shockingly, and long may he reign. But anyway, let's get into the second half of this stream that I am looking forward to. I am, for the first time, am going to be making predictions live. I'll have a summary stream for all my picks on Thursday for regional MMA and for the infamous Paul versus Anthony Joshua boxing event. So that's all we got. We got peanuts here, folks, but we got to work with the peanuts we are given. And we got to cover some sort of combat sports. This is the war zone. However, I am still planning on doing TV, movies, wrestling content eventually. I just need to finish this damn short. So I will get to it. I'm going to be starting on that short today, and I'm going to be starting on it tomorrow. And because I finally got some real life work that I had to do done. Now I got plenty of time to work on the shorts. So I will start on that today, and then I will continue to do great content that might not necessarily have anything to do with MMA. So look forward to that. But in the meantime, since we're on stream, I want to go over some other sports outside of MMA or some promotions outside the UFC and potentially some sports outside of MMA. Despite losing the picks competition to Eucelius, I still went 8 for 11 for the card, which is pretty damn good. And my pick percentage for my Hank the Tank, Hank's Warzone Tapology profile is still 71.6%. So I am still pretty damn good at picking combat sports overall. So I'm going to take it in stride. I'm going to think to myself, actually, again, I don't want to spill more information. I'm going to do that on Friday. But needless to say, I still have hope for myself. But I tend to get down on myself, so it happens. Jake Paul versus Joshua should be interesting. Yeah, it should be an interesting look at how rigged boxing is. Like, is it to that level? Is it to that level where you'll let a big name who's an actual boxer lose to Jake Paul? Or have a draw with Jake Paul? Or win a decision against Jake Paul? Or has Jake Paul genuinely made a mistake and thinks that he can beat Anthony Joshua? And is he going to get slept? It depends on what the backstage dealings were before the event, which is the worst kind of event you could ask for, where it's like, oh, gee, the intrigue in this one is whether it was rigged or not. No. Gee, is this casino rigged, or does it actually let people win money? Man, what intrigue for an event. Is the sport of boxing crooked or not? Wow. But speaking of which, we got Jake Paul versus Joshua. I hate that it's called Jake versus Joshua. You're really trying to make Jake look like a star here. Anyway, God, that showing against Tyson was a fucking joke. But let's get to the fights. And you guys are going to have sort of a deep dive into how I make predictions for these events. Everyone is saying Joshua by KO. Let's hope that's the case. Yeah, I sure hope that's the case. I really do. I hope that the sport of boxing isn't rigged to this point. But I got a feeling, guys. I got a real bad feeling. I got a feeling that it goes to a decision. And that Paul has some sort of clause where Joshua can wobble him, but he can't knock him out. And he's going to win a decision. Fight. This week on Random Fights, a baby versus a toy. Fight. Two gunmen going at it. Fight. Two caterpillars going at it. Fight. A baby with a gun against an MMA fighter. Fight. A man against a car. Oh! Hank, can you do a fight companion for Paul versus Joshua? I can try, Mila Stoner. I can, in fact, try. Let me take a look at the time that it starts. 5 p.m. Eastern time. On a Friday. What a dark day. Yeah, I can do the last couple of fights for that event, Milestoner. The fact it's on a Friday definitely helps. I'll probably go live for like the last couple fights, but I can do a fight companion. And thank you for dropping by, Milestoner. Good to see you. It was a close contest, but Eucelius won. But I'm gonna keep my chin up, and better luck next time. And I'm just glad that I was part of it in the first place and did as well as I did, so I can have some respect put on my name. Fight companion would be cool. I will try, guys. I will try. Oh, wait a minute. Friday. Ah, shit. I'm going to try. I am going to try. If the main event's still on by like the end of the night, I will try to do that. No promises though, because I just remembered something I have to do on Friday. But I will try to do that, and if not, I will try to do fight companions for regional MMA as well. But anyway, let's get into it, shall we? All right. People probably don't know that these fights exist because they just know about Paul versus Joshua and maybe Silva versus Woodley. But here we are. Shaneka Johnson versus Amanda Gale. Dr. Stoppage and MVP. Is Metcalf any good? I got to check. I think she is. Nina Hughes. She's getting knockouts. Majority decision. Lost to the Scottney chick. And then we have Gale, who won an MVP, then took fights in all these other lame-ass promotions. And she's Canadian. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is take a look at their records on Tapology. Oh, wait, hold on. I need to check something. All right. All right, let's take a look at Jake versus Joshua. We got to look at the competitors first. God, that's a lot of bouts. Shaneka Johnson. Let me oops. All right. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this, by the way, but I will try to do it as long as I can. Share this tab instead. All right, 18-2. Let's take a look at her last couple opponents. 15-5 professional boxer. She looked, she got some decisions, but who are these bums? 18-5. I don't know how women's records in boxing really work. 18-5. Okay. Oh, it was 2 bouts. Majority Odessa Parker. Bella Bestia 6-4, not good. Cristal Rosado, but who is this? 7-1. Okay, that's better. Cuban 2, that helps. Nina Hughes, she had 2 fights with her. 7-2. Ellie Scott Lee has a perfect record. Makes you wonder. Amanda Gale, meanwhile, 12-0 and 1 draw. But who is she beaten? An 8-2 Mexican. I don't like that. Majority decision in this other promotion to a 25-6. Ooh. I get it, she's from Colombia, but I don't like that look. Seven and 23 before that. Uh-oh. I sense a fraud. She hasn't fought too many good boxers. All right, so we do that. And then alarm. Yeah, I got some shit to do today. So I will try to make some appointments. Yo, what's up, bro? Hey, King's World, how's it going? Are you interested at all in this Jake versus Joshua card? If so, you can hop on and try to give some opinions of your own. And then I look up Chernica Johnson versus Amanda Gale. And I look up predictions. And I'm going to keep this on mute so that I don't get copyright struck. But this, shout out to this guy, UFC Celebrities and Classics, because he does predictions for these fights. I don't give a shit about these stupid fucking car commercials. But yeah, then I look at his opinion and I compare it to what I've seen from the bout, and then I make an ultimate decision. If he makes the opposite, then I might not consider what I did before. Anyway, yeah, but if you want, you can hop on panel, King's World. I hate this time of year when you wear a coat outside, but then you walk around for 10 minutes and you're too warm. Yeah, it's just cold enough that you think you should wear a jacket, but then as the day goes on, it just gets hotter and hotter, and then you don't feel the need for the jacket anymore. Yeah, you're right. When it's like right in the middle, and then it just gets hotter as time goes on. Very annoying. And then you have your fucking jacket around your fucking waist the whole time. Like, yeah, it's very annoying. I hate having to put the jacket around the waist because, you know, sometimes you don't tie it properly and then it just falls while you're walking. And depending on where you are, you could fucking ruin the jacket. Like, very annoying. But I'm going to be right back. I got to just take a look at this guy's prediction to make sure mine is correct. He took into account that Chernica is Gale is undefeated, and I think he went with Amanda Gale, but his accent's so bad that I have no idea who he said at the end. But she's getting stoppages, man, and she's only had one fight. I gotta go with Johnson, and you know what? I think it's gonna be late. I think she's going to get a knockout late. Just the fact that she's a finisher really helps my case. and Gale has had one fight in the organization they're fighting for. All right, next we got Caroline Dubois against Camilla Panatta. All right, I got to take a look at these chicks. All right, how many more fights do we have before fucking main event? Oh, Jesus. Let's take a look at Dubois Panatta. Sweet Carolyn. Okay. Has she gotten knockouts? No, she has not. Beat Bo Mi Ray Shin. Sounds like fucking We Too Low, Holy Fook, Bang Ding Out. 19-3. Okay, in Korean, I don't exactly like that. 3 draws. Jesus Christ. Cut, decision, technical. Against a 15-5 chick. Oh, no. Ugh. That ain't good. And then she beats this Moneo woman. 16-3. Not good records. Let's take a look at Panatta's record. 8-2. Technical decision, lost to a 10-4. That's really not good. And then who did she win against? 11-12. Oh, she might be even worse. Oh, man. Fucking what's-her-face Dubois got real lucky with this matchup. I think she got real lucky. And looking at the Tapology predictions, they have 98% Dubois. Let me take a look at that last one. 88%. I still went with Johnson. Yeah, it looks like Dubois is getting a layup here. So Dubois by decision. And that's a bad record. That's a rotten fucking record, man. I'm going to get a glass of water and then I'll be right back. I think I'm going to finish my reactions, my breakdown for Paul versus Joshua. And then I'm probably going to leave it here. And then next time you see Hank the Tank, probably tomorrow, I will be doing predictions for Octagon and KSW. And do a go over the summary for Paul versus Joshua. And the important fights, and then I might do a UFC recap as well, and then Friday I will do a Mecha recap. So that is what I got planned. But let me get a glass of water, and I will be right back. All right, next bout, sanctioned somehow, is between Jamal Harvey and Kevin Cervantes. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no, he's an Olympic boxer. Dude, that's a dead giveaway right there. Dead giveaway. I think just from looking at this, man, they don't have Harvey as that big a favorite, which is sort of shocking, honestly. I got a Harvey W. Yeah. I need to take another look. really quick at the records. Kevin Cervantes. No. Let's take a look at Cervantes' record. Actually, let's look at Harvey's first. MVP prospects. Marcelo Del Aguila, retirement in round 1. That's a 6-2 guy. The fact he got him out of there that early is pretty impressive. And then who did he lose against? Ulu guy, Paris Olympics. Of course, Anakin's on him because he's French, but yeah, he looks solid. Luis Oliveira, 20-3. 20-3, that's not too bad. And then Kevin Cervantes. Mi Mia Carmilla. 0-3. Nobody. Absolute nobody. And then another absolute nobody. I figured you out, boy. I figured you right the fuck out. You haven't fought anyone with a pulse, bruh. Get that shit out of here. You were probably on fucking Colombian coke when you fought those guys, too. Fuck you. I'm taking Harvey by fucking knockout round 5. I figured you out. I fraud checked you before you even fought, bro. Fought absolute nobodies. Anky Panky and Hanky, let's fucking go. Yeah, we need to do the Anky Hanky show. The Anky Hanky Panky, and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Yay! Can't go against France. French fighters are better than fighters from every other country in the world. I mean, Dagestanis and Brazilians and fucking Mexican boxers and also fucking Eastern Europeans and Muay Thai and yeah, I don't know about that. Bold statement from Hank. That show would be great. Well, Anakin, you can always reach out to Hank the Tank and we can do a show together. If you're interested. Just saying. I know it's difficult for you right now and you know, you probably don't want to show yourself on panel, which I totally get, by the way. But yeah, I mean, it would be cool, wouldn't it? I mean, if you're interested in doing a collab show with Hank the Tank, even if it's, you know, I find some way to do the show with you despite you not being on panel, like, reach out. That could be an option. Anakin plans it with me, and then he's like my second host in the chat. Hey, genius from Hank the Tank. Has anybody else done this? It would be a collab show, and my host would be in the chat. My co-host would be in the chat. That'd be pretty brilliant, wouldn't it? I figured it out. I found the loophole. There you go. So hey, if you're interested in that show format, reach out to me. Ha ha ha! Good show name. Yeah, the Anky Hanky Panky show. And then you turn yourself around. No, Anakin's interested. Imagine that. Imagine that indeed. All right, let's go to the next one. Anderson Silva taking on Tyron Woodley. Lost Jake Paul twice, but he hasn't done anything since. Meanwhile, Anderson Silva lost Jake Paul by decision, though. Both these guys are Paul victims going at it. But he then knocked out Tito Ortiz. Won against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I sort of like it for Anderson, but God, he's 50 years old. That makes this tough, but Woodley's sort of shit in boxing, isn't he? Or is he? This is tough. Majority have Silva. Anderson's pretty tall. But is Woodley still too young? Does he still have too much hand speed? He hasn't boxed in 3 years. Neither has Anderson Silva. Shit. This might actually be the closest contest on the whole card. Give me the Spider. Getting KO'd by Jake Paul is crazy. I don't know if it's that crazy. Let's take a look, see. Okay. Who else has he knocked out? He knocked out Mike Perry, which is pretty good. Andre August, Ryan Borland. He does have power in his fists. Woodley hasn't won a fight in forever. Do you think Dana White will be there? No chance. I think Dana wouldn't want to soil his reputation by showing up for what's the promotion here? Because it really determines most valuable promotions. I don't think Dana cares about them at all. I don't think he cares about their existence. If Chuck Liddell was boxing, he'd definitely be here. But unfortunately, I don't think he is. I forgot Silva had a draw with Chael. Oh, yeah, that's right. Fuck, dude. But that was a completely thrown fight. That fight was completely thrown. I'm really not sure. I'm going to look at some other people's thoughts. Actually, I don't have to because Tapology, let's see. Tapology has their opinions as well. I can take a look at that. This is also a gold mine, my friends. The Tapology board. A lot of these are Jake Paul predictions. But I believe there are some Anderson Silva versus Woodley predictions. Baumgartner versus Boydoin. What the Bodoinka Doinka? At least there's one legitimate fight on this card. Blah blah blah. I swear to God, there was one. Marley. Let's look at Silva versus Woodley. Silva's 50 years old, but he had Silva by decision. Paul versus AJ. Nobody wants this, but they have Silva by decision too. Yeah, I think why I'd pick Silva is just because he's so much taller and lankier. I think he'd do a really good job at just putting his weight on Tyron Woodley against the ropes and just hitting him with good stuff against the ropes in the corner. And Silva's been in there longer. He's been in the boxing ring longer, and to be fair to Anakin, he did get knocked out by Jake Paul. That is a stain on him. Just shows that his stand-up is gone. And, against everybody in the boxing ring, Anderson Silva's been pretty competent, even against Jake Paul. So, The only worry here is if Woodley will find the chin. He will for sure brawl out. Yeah, I think Silva's going to stay out of trouble. I think he'll stay out of trouble. So I think you're right. I'm going to go with Silva by decision. Alicia Baumgartner taking on Leila Bodoin. Interesting. Didn't this guy pick Boydon? No, he picked Baumgartner levels, according to him. Okay, let's take a look at what Tapology thinks one more time. Baumgartner by decision. Okay. And then Baumgartner by decision again. Okay. Yes, they both picked Baumgartner. Let me take a look at their records real quick. Ooh, look at all those belts. That's pretty damn good. Jennifer Miranda, she beat by decision, and she is 12-1. That's undefeated boxer she beat. No contest from a cut. I'm really not going to take that into account. Christina Linardatiu, 15-3. That's still not that bad. She could have lost afterwards too. And she's defended her belt quite a few times. Looking at this, wow. She's defended her belt since 2021. That's a very good sign. And 13-1 Canadian. I don't like it. She beat this one lady by round 6 KO. 17-4 though. She's had her losses, so not really going to value that win. Crespo beats by unanimous decision. Crespo's 15-9. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Got to take Alicia Baumgartner here. More recent wins have actually had good records. Yeah, it's just a no-brainer here. Baumgartner by decision. The fact she's defended her belt so many times is a good sign for me. And then finally, Paul versus Joshua. Not even Nate Diaz got KO'd. That is true, but aside from Jorge Masvidal, he lost to a cut there. He didn't even get knocked out there. Nate is pretty tough. Alicia would win for sure. Should win for sure. Main event of the evening between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. And I know who I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick Joshua, and I'm going to make the smart play and say it goes to a decision. Because I know that Joshua is not going to lose. He's not going to have a contract with Jake where he loses, especially when he can get big fights after this and still go against top guys in the heavyweight division. What was I going to say? I don't think he would accept a deal where he loses because there's too much potential for him to be making money in big fights after this. But I do think that I don't know if it's going to be a contractual agreement, but it's going to be a personal agreement between them that Paul isn't going to get knocked out by Joshua so that he can save face. Even when he rocks Paul, he's not going to, even if he rocks Paul, he's not going to, what was the word? He's not going to put him out so that Jake Paul can still be a name in boxing. He can still make money. He'd probably reward Joshua handsomely for not knocking him out. You still get two big names because if Joshua knocks out Jake Paul, that's the end. That's the end of it all, in my opinion. Unless they give him like no names, on their internet promotions, and then that won't do anything. To build interest once Jake Paul loses, it's not, the boxing promotions won't want to promote him anymore. or once he loses, decisively by knockout, they won't be interested. He lost to what's his name? He lost to Tommy Fury, but he bounced back after that. But if he gets knocked out, dude, the experiment's over. So I doubt the promoters would want to be that dumb and have Jake Paul just get knocked out. I think it's going to be by decision, so they can have some more fights for Jake Paul, but it will be a decisive loss. I think Joshua's going to school him in almost every round, but he's not going to get knocked out, I think. I don't know if it's the smart pick, but it's the one that makes the most sense to me in terms of how it affects both guys and what the promotion would want. It'd be Joshua still winning, but it being by decision, so Paul still has some stock left. Yeah, Joshua can't lose. It's a risk also because he won't get big fights anymore. Joshua will win either by late KO or decision. Yeah, it could be that he'll try to win a decision against Jake, but it'll be too much damage, and the corner will throw the towel for Jake. Dude, it would be a corner throwing the towel. Actually, you know what? You convinced me. It's round 6, and Paul's like hurt in the corner, and still tough, hasn't been knocked out, and the corner throws in the towel. So that he saves face, he doesn't get completely knocked out, but you can put the blame on the corner, but he couldn't continue, and his team throws in the towel. There you go. It would be a late corner stoppage via towel being thrown. Tommy Fury. Yep. Tommy isn't even on AJ's level. Joshua also has the big height advantage. KO is likely. I think they'll have it so that Joshua takes it easy on Paul, but he'll still get finished via giving up. And it won't be him giving up. It'll be his corner giving up. So, yeah, that actually makes sense to me. Thank you for convincing me there, Anakin. So, yeah, Joshua by round 6, corner stoppage. All right, that's going to do it, folks. That will do it for Hank the Tank's grand return to the world of MMA YouTube. And I'm going to keep doing my thing. We're going to hopefully be making streams for Thursday and Friday. So look forward to those. And yeah, congratulations to Eucelius and his team for getting the win. I hope they get paid handsomely. And in the meantime, thank you all for watching. I have been Hank the Tank. Glad to help out. No problem, Mannequin. You have been a major trooper and grinder for this stream. But everyone else who's attended has also been the troopers and grinders. And you have escaped the war zone. For now. Fight, 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 fight! It's Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua in a rigged circus fight. Fight, 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 fight! And now get ready for MMA Circus Matt Brown versus some fat tub. Fight, 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 fight! Oh, what? Some lousy soap opera. Oh, God. It's starting to make me cry. Kids, help me find the remote.